Help out the Dr.Wily channel by clicking the sponsor button below. This way you can financially support us and get some cool perks in the process. Throughout the history of the Legend of Zelda series, Link has obtained a lot of powerful items, abilities, and more. Some certainly made our young hero above human, and granted him powers most will only dream of. However, there was one moment in the history of this franchise where Link became so incredibly powerful that he went beyond anything mortal. This was seen in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, which was his Termina adventure against an evil mask. And here he got a certain dark artifact that was even beyond the power of the main villain. The Fierce Deity's Mask, which is one of the 5 that will transform you. In this state, Link has an adult form and voice, and attacks with the Fierce Deity Sword, which is a large, double-handed, helix-edged sword. Using this, he can release sword beams at the cost of magic power, is significantly stronger, and has a lot more range. When you obtain the item, it's even suggested to be as dangerous as Majora's Mask. Now, throughout the series, this item has been shrouded in mystery, so our goal today is to find out what it's all about. Mostly, where does it come from and what powers the thing? So to find out, we will first look at what's said in the game and where you, the player, get it from. You can get it at the very end of the game by trading the 20 non-transformation masks to the 4 children inside the moon. Once this has been done, the young hero obtains the mask from the child wearing the Majora's Mask. He gives it to him so that the two of them can play together. Now all of this, sadly enough, doesn't tell us a whole lot. And a lot of people are also curious why Majora is the one that gives it to you. However, when it comes to the info that we got from its producers, there was one interview that was especially interesting. Game Informer sat down with the famed Legend of Zelda director Aonuma and asked him numerous questions regarding the, back then, recent release of Majora's Mask 3DS. They first ask Aonuma why Link is in pain when he puts on the transformation masks, which he responds to with, "We're talking about masks that were created to contain the memories of people who have died. Often there are things they really wanted to do before they left this world, so becoming them is actually really painful, because it's like hosting a really powerful spirit that's coming into you." This is already an extremely good question that certainly explains some of it all. However, it also raises more questions. Luckily enough, they asked a follow-up one that hits the nail on the head. Whose soul's inside the Fierce Deity Mask? He said, "The best I can give you is just a suggestion. The best way to think about it is that the memories of all the people of Termina are inside of the Fierce Deity Mask." This doesn't make everything clear though. Certainly puts us on the right path, however, it's a very vague answer. He said that putting on any of the transformation masks is really painful because it's like hosting a powerful spirit that's coming into you. So, how does this work with the Fierce Deity Mask? And why is it considered dangerous or evil while it's filled with the power of the people? Before this statement, there were a ton of theories. For example, the mask is the god version of Link found in Termina, like a counterpart. Or that this god used to be Majora's big rival, and now he wants to challenge him again using Link as its host. All of this, sadly enough, doesn't make sense thanks to the statement of Aonuma, so those don't give us an answer as well. However, when you read what Aonuma said and really think about it, then there's one option that has a really good chance and answers both of our questions. The memories of all the people of Termina are inside of the Fierce Deity Mask, and this can actually make sense. In Hyrule, there's a god named Hylia that is some sort of a lesser deity compared to the ones who made the Triforce. When the 3 gods of old departed from the world they created, they entrusted the protection of the world and the Triforce to Hylia. Now, she's labeled as being both a Hylian, but also a deity. And this is where it gets interesting. How did she obtain this god status while also being a Hylian? It's never mentioned that she got all this power from a greater being. So how did she become this? Well, maybe thanks to the golden goddesses, or the power of the people like in Termina. It's even said that during the battle with the mice, Hylia had suffered injuries, which makes me wonder, is she really immortal and a real deity? Could a mere mortal become more than that, thanks to the power of others? Well, maybe. Back in the day, I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, before it turned into one boring and casual mess. And in this series of games, there's actually an example of this. A character in this franchise named Medivh was the last guardian of Tirisfal, an ancient line of protectors bestowed with great powers, which were borderline godlike. He was imbued with the power of all the members of the Council of Tirisfal, becoming an extremely powerful mage thanks to this. So he's a really good example of a normal mortal becoming way more than this thanks to the people putting power into him. And later on he even becomes evil, which is the dangerous part of doing something like this. Which could be the reason why the game states it's just as dangerous or even more dangerous than Majora. Another amazing instance of this happening in another type of media is in the anime and manga series Dragon Ball Z. Here the character Goku uses a move called the Spirit Bomb. He gathers a huge amount of energy from all chosen surrounding life forms and inanimate objects to conduct that energy into a massive sphere of astounding destructive power. It's even so strong that it can absolutely obliterate a planet. Yet another amazing example of power from others being used to go far beyond what's possible. Now I know all these things that I mentioned aren't from the Legend of Zelda series or even Nintendo, but it does show that other forms of media have used it, and maybe it's a similar case here with the fierce deity. All the memories and power from the people of Termina into one mask to make an insanely powerful weapon. It could even be that this was planned from the start, and it's like a protective god similar to the four giants. Termina's last hope. It could even be that it used to be an actual citizen that acted like their protector, but was turned into a mask thanks to Majora. Heck, this could even be the case with Hylian Hyrule. However, we can't be certain about that since it's a whole different thing. But this is certainly a solid option, and combining this together with the Hero of Time and the Triforce piece of Courage, he can probably go far beyond what is possible for most with the mask. Combining all of that certainly gives Link the edge in his battle with Majora, and I think our evil mask villain didn't think about that. He seems extremely cocky and relaxed in his boss fight up until the very end, when it's about to be game over for him. So maybe after defeating this deity guardian of the world, he thought he could easily do that again. But Link changed that. Now, is this really the case? Well, we can't be sure, but it's a likely scenario, I think, and would explain why Link turns into a god thanks to it. No matter what the real story is, this item is certainly fascinating and remains shrouded in mystery to an extent. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to click the sponsor button and see what the new content is you can get with that. You can support the channel, get some extra perks and some extra content, and get more in touch with me. Please go check it out. It's great and it would really, really help the channel.